Hey guys, it's your girl Miss G, and you know what time it is. It's G time. It's time to get up, get active, and get it together. You know my purpose. My purpose is to give advice, encourage change, and empower success. The goal is to grow, elevate, and excel together. I say it all the time. You have the power to create change. You have the power to change what you want to change, and you have to be able to do the work in order to get to where you want to be. Okay? Everyday action is required for change. Today, we're still continuing to talk about stress and ways to manage our stress during this difficult time. It is important to manage your stress. It is important to self-care. It is important to take care of yourself during this time. It may be a struggle for many people during this time to really find time to do something that is self-caring. However, we have to make that effort and we have to put the work in. We can't work all day. We can't stress all night about what's going on. We can only control what we can control. And if you have the power to change the way that you care for yourself, it's important that you do that right now, today. So today we're going to hear from another special friend of mine. Her name is Kristal Handy. She is a licensed marriage and family therapist in the state of California. And today she's going to talk a little bit about exposure. So we're going to kind of get down to some stressors and triggers of stress, how we can lower our levels of stress by understanding what is stressing us out, and some influences that may cause higher levels of stress. We can get rid of that. We just need to know what it is. What's stressing you out? What's causing you to stress out? Well, let's talk about it. Kristal Handy, go ahead and let them know.
This is Kristal Handy here, licensed marriage and family therapist. On Insta, I'm sure you can see that my handle is Handygram100, and I try to always keep it 100 with anyone I come in contact with. But I am just so privileged and honored to have the microphone for Miss G Talk. And she is devoted to making lives better. And that's kind of my motto. The quality of life is what you make it. And so I am pleased again to be able to do this. And she asked me to give one of many, but one stress management tip that I think would be good to talk with the audience and her platform. So, my stress management tip to you is something to do with very relevant times right now, amid the COVID, is really talking about exposure. And when I say exposure, I mean talking about just what influences your internal peace. So there are some external factors out there that are influencing a lot of people's external peace. But one thing that you can manage is how much of that you get. And so you know how much stress you can take. Some people's thresholds for stress is higher than others. You just have to know what exactly influences you to the point where you are debilitated and like, oh my gosh, there's doom and gloom out there, or whether you are able to handle it and move through it. So really the key uh, management effort would have to do with your media intake. And so when we talk about media intake, there's a lot of notifications coming in at you when you don't want them to. There's a lot of things that you scroll on and find out, some doom and gloom, something there. And then the main proprietor of all this fear is the news. And so, sure, there's some good information out there to know. We know there's a big bad virus out there that can kill people. But on the other hand, there is some efforts within states that are combating that, actively combating that. And so, really, you continuing to watch the news as if there's a car crash happening and you can't do anything about it. That's true. So, with you watching the news, I'm wondering if you are being influenced, if your peace is being disrupted by what you're intaking. And so, really, it's about replacing those negative things that is influencing your internal peace with something more positive, like planning, like routines, like spending time with the family. And this is a time that I don't think is going to come around again. And so with that, what are you doing with that time? Are you, biting your nails off to the nail beds, or are you actually planning for when this is lifted? What things are you going to be doing with your life moving forward? And so, really, I didn't mean to get on all that, but definitely thinking about exposure and what external factors are contributing to your internal distress or your internal peace. I think that would be just one of the things in terms of stress management that I think would be good for the audience to hear and take heed to. Thank you so much, Kristal, Miss G Talk. And this is Handygram 100 signing out.
All right. Thank you, Miss Handy, for your input on stress management and ways to manage our stress during this time. She kept it 100 like she said she was going to keep it, right? She said, what is your triggers? What are your triggers? What is causing you to stress during this time? And that's really, really important. She talked about your exposure and what influences your internal peace, your triggers, right? I heard her talk a lot about media and social media, the intake, how much you can take in. I know personally, I can't take that much social media. I really can't. I can't take that much media to begin with because, in my opinion, half of it really isn't news. But there's only so much I can take. I need to log on, see what's going on, see if there's any major changes, see what the governor says, see what they said about what's going on, and take it in and work from there. I need to know how to protect my family during this time. So I get what I can and I get off. Social media. Well, I do like social media. However, social media is one of my triggers. I can get upset easily over some things that I read, over some things that I see. I get frustrated a lot over things that I see, over things that people post. And you know what? Actually, last week I talked about this on social media. I was like, what is going on? Why can't people just post whatever they want without any facts, anything? It's just your opinion, and then you cause all these other people to believe what you're saying, and it's not even true. I was really hot. I was heated. Like, what? How can you talk about all these things and you don't even know what you're talking about? And someone responded to me and was like, because it's social media. And we can post what we want to post. I had to really think about it. Like, but, I mean, it's true. It's social media, and people can post whatever they want to post. They can say whatever they want to say. And who's to say they can't? It's not up to me. So you know what? Since I know that's my trigger, I know that it's time for me to log off. It's time for me to click do not like. Okay, you can't click do not like. But it's time for me to click off the X button and just find something else to do with my time. Or if you're like me, I will unfriend you. If I don't like what you're posting, I'll unfriend you. I don't have to read this silliness. I don't have to read the stuff that is upsetting me. I don't have to engage in it, right? And so that's what I learned from my triggers and how to manage it. I just move away from it. I turn away from it. I find something else to do with my time. Right now, during this time of isolation and being in the house, I am learning to do more meditation. I am doing a lot of word searches, crossroads. Is that how you say it? I don't know. My grandma, she made me do it growing up. So I do a lot of those. The Sudoku, I am actually enjoying it. It's a little hard, but I really do enjoy doing something that keeps my mind going in a positive way versus in a negative way. Now, if you get frustrated doing those things, it can become negative. So you have to, like she told you, know what's triggering you. You have to know your limits and how much you can take. Self-care during this time is the most important thing. Take care of yourself. Understand your triggers. Understand what's causing you to stress. And find ways to reduce it by doing more positive things. I hope that you enjoyed this week's episodes on stress management. I hope that you enjoyed listening to ways to reduce your stress during this time. I hope you got something out of it, and I hope that you apply it to your day-to-day. It's G time. It's time to get up, get active, and get it together. I'm here to help you grow, elevate, and excel, and I'm doing it too. So if I can do it, I'm praying that you can do it too. It is Friday, Freedom Friday. Go relax, do your work, but relax. When work is over, let work be over. Take time to get off social media. If you have a backyard, front yard, side yard, I don't know, just go outside and just get this the sunlight and the vitamin D that's out there today. Enjoy your day. Enjoy what's around you. The weekend is here. Let's make some memories. Let's make some moments. Color, watch a movie, do something other than stress about what's going on. You can't control it, but do what you can control. Keep yourself safe. It's been fun. It's been real. I can't wait to get some new episodes going for you guys for the next week. Like, share, subscribe, comment, feedback, call me, text me, DM me. I don't know. Do what you want. But I pray that this was helpful to you this week. You have a blessed day. You have the power to create change. It's G time.